So welcome back to another episode on our YouTube channel. This one's an interesting topic. It's a topic that gets debated a lot on LinkedIn especially. And we're talking about whether you should be working remotely or whether you should be working in the office. If you don't know already, we certainly favor working in the office as opposed to a remote work strategy. So we're going to talk about that.
Yes, highly controversial topic. So
A little bit.
I'm sure a lot of comments will go up on LinkedIn. Just be kind, guys.
Yeah.
So again, why we decided to work from the office and not with a hybrid or remote working, simply for the type of business that we have and the kind of business that we want to have in the future. We are a high growth business with certain rules in place within the business, like no candidate ownership, for instance. So this type of style requires communication, it requires teamwork, which we simply think cannot be replicated by or using a Zoom video or online meetings. You have to be in the office. A lot of our training is on the desk training, where your manager will give you straight advice followed up by a phone call, right?
Yeah.
And you need to have that instant feedback, we think, to increase the level of your recruiters, especially if you're hiring inexperienced recruiters, even if they're surrounded by an experienced team, and even experienced recruiters. They do need that level of feedback, we think, and that's really the main reason why we decided to not move into a hybrid work.
Yeah, I think so. And we're not criticising businesses that have made the decision to make themselves fully remote or partly remote, and we're not criticising people who want only to work for a business which allows them to work remotely. What we're saying is you just need to understand what your business and which model suits you the best, and we strongly believe that having our guys in the office is the best thing for us.
Understanding the market and understanding the environment you are in is key, I think, to the success of any business. We've always feel that we are opportunistic by nature, I think, and when COVID happened and we saw sort of what was happening around us, and mainly from our competitor, everybody immediately or after a period of time, they went through remote work and a hybrid system. For us, again, we decided from the beginning to actually have everybody in the office, with of course the right precaution in place and everything, right? But we decided that everybody needed to be in the office. What we suddenly realized, simply by talking to clients actually, is that a lot of accounts during, especially 2019, I think, after the first scare, clients in a hot area like IT and life science were a bit felt unserved and uncatered by the current agency that we're working with. And I think rightly so. A lot of recruiters, especially recruiters that were on a draw system, they probably decide, you know what, I'm gonna take a day off, I'm gonna take a year off, or I'm just gonna reset and start next year, which is totally fair, I think. And because of that, I think opportunity we saw, well, you know what, if our guys are working in the office, maybe we can actually create that team spirit, bonding experience, and really get into these accounts that normally would not have thought about Cornerstone if the times were normal, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I think it gives a big advantage, and it's not that we were, ignoring the situation, which was COVID. We followed the government guidelines. There was no ban on having people in the office, and the guys that we hired were comfortable with that. And I think it definitely gave us an edge for sure. I think a lot of other companies, understandably, were still struggling with how they're going to manage with the staff from home, how they're going to properly get the best out of this decision that they'd made. And I think that gave us a real edge in the situation. But also what we realized is when you're growing a business anyway, if you really want people bought in, properly engaged, fully on board with where the company's going, a real team, we feel you need to be in the office together to really achieve that. Okay, so obviously there are some pros and cons to this decision that we made to have everybody office-based. I think The pros for us, we've kind of discussed, right? So all our new starters without experience, they get that proper attention at the desk. They can hear their colleagues on phone calls. We can really improve them quickly, and we've seen the results. Most new people that join our business, they're going to make a placement in the first 3 months, which in Japan is extremely quick, especially for somebody with no recruitment experience at all.
In a lot of sort of startup people launching in a big water, basically. So.
Right. So we saw all these benefits with people. We've had very low staff turnover because people are engaged, bought into the business. They feel like they're part of this journey. So it's really allowed us to develop strong team bonds, a strong sense of togetherness, and actually allow us to give the technical advice to people to improve quickly. So I think the employees have benefited from it. I think the business has benefited from it. I think, if we're going to move on to the cons.
I think maybe for me the only con is that just the lack of talent. I think before where the type of work was standard for everybody. I think there are lots of people that they do enjoy working in the office, but for maybe personal reason or a different change in their lifestyle, they now decide to work remotely. I think a lot of the senior consultants at that level that would have gone into people management, which would have been extremely attractive for us. They now choose a lifestyle path, and they choose the lifestyle, working remotely, not interested in people management. And I think that for us has limited really the pool of candidates available for one, again, like buying into the type of culture that we are creating here, but also simply just the number of candidates of experience available is diminished, I think.
Yeah, I think, now because of the amount of publicity that this kind of debate gets, there's a certain percentage of people that are firmly on the side of, I will only ever work for a company if I can work remotely. So obviously, those people are never going to join our business. But honestly, we don't really want those people in our business anyway. So whilst the pool may appear slightly more limited, it doesn't really affect us because it actually makes it much easier to filter out the type of people that we want. And so it's kind of a con, but also a positive.
So how is it working? Well, I guess we grew from nothing to 40 people, so we're the fastest growing recruitment business in Japan. So I think it's going well. Personally, I think that the best part of this is really, again, which is linked to the type of business you are and the kind of business you want. I think we can see that we are improving recruiters. A recruiter that comes in, experienced, from the first day we hired them to 2 years down the line, you can see a difference in leadership and technical ability, in their success, and in the money they take in home, especially because we have a transparent commission scheme with really high percentages.
Yeah.
But you can see that has affected their life, especially people that have kids. The salary has more than doubled compared to when they were working before, and they're really happy and they're really enjoying working here, enjoying the camaraderie. I think that's for me is the best part of that decision that we made 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think the results kind of speak for themselves. So, and again, we'll say this again, you can still have a very successful business with remote work, I'm sure, if that suits the style of business that you have. It just doesn't suit our style of business. And the results we've had are exactly what we wanted. So we continue to be the fastest growing recruitment business in Japan, and we will continue to employ people that want to work in the office.